Matthews with Matthews Painting Company. We're continuing our tutorial videos that we show each new employee that we hire into the company on how to become a professional painter. Today we're going to talk about our tool issue that we issue all of our new employees. So if we can kind of start here, if you can see this is our basic putty knife. This we use for mainly spackling nail holes in trim or walls. We have a Stanley knife. We don't use this a whole lot, but there's times that we have to actually use that to open boxes and other things. This here is a window scraper that we use to remove paint that might be on windows. We mainly use this on the exterior of homes. We work in a lot of old cottages where there's not a ground plug. We try not to use these because of safety issues, but periodically we have to actually use one of these plugs to be able to get power to our vacuum or our sprayers and things of that nature. Here we have what's called a pot hook. This simply goes onto a bucket when you're on a ladder and need a place to put your bucket. This goes over the ladder rung and that hooks on to your actual bucket. We have a simple pair of pliers. We include a Sharpie in here as well as a pen just so that we can mark our cans and other things accordingly. We have a carpenter pencil. We have an actual code we use when we're circling certain repairs on drywall, so we always have a carpenter pencil. Some replacement blades for that scraper that we use on windows, as well as the Stanley knife. We also have a smaller snap knife, and these are also razor blades. We use these mainly for cutting plastic and masking tape. We have a pair of Allen wrenches and small screwdrivers, and these are mainly used on interior bathrooms where we have a toilet paper roll or a towel bar. They're usually always taken off with a small Allen wrench or a small standard screwdriver. We always put in some hearing protection when we're either spraying or pressure washing. We've got a multi-head screwdriver. We have a standard on one end and a Phillips on the other. Couple little artist brushes, and these are just for getting into tight places when the other brushes we have are a little too large. And then we have a nail set, and those are for any nails and trim that need to be sunk a little bit so that we can actually put spackle on them. This is also used at times in the older homes when there's still nails being used, when there's a nail pop. We're going to discuss our brushes a little bit. We issue two ultra extra firm Worcester angular brushes. These are 2.5 inch. That is the width here, 2.5 inches, and there's your angle. We typically use these for walls when they're starting our new employees painting. We slowly get them into a 3 inch, a little bit larger brush, but these are typically always used for wall surfaces only on interior of homes. We also throw in a black China bristle brush. These are different. They're mainly used for oil-based priming when we have to put some oil base on some trim. You can see the difference where the bristles are black, whereas the wall brushes, and I'll just open one of these, they're a little, almost have a purplish color. So that's how you know the difference, not only the size, but also the color of the bristle. We have a smaller brush in case, again, we have a tight area. This is mainly used for walls. We have one that's labeled a little differently called a silver tip. Now this here is polyester filaments, where this is a polyester blend. And what that means is when you have just polyester, it's a little softer. And so we use this on our trim and our cabinetry and doors. And so we do throw in a 2 inch silver tip brush. A couple larger brushes, these are called Chinex. We mainly use these on ceilings, or we use them on water-based finishes or stains for decks and the exterior of homes. These we just buy at bulk, and so when we're using oil-based semi-transparent stains on log homes or decks, these are the brushes that we actually use for that. We do throw in a wire brush or two. Mainly we use that when there's loose paint on a house, on an exterior. We also use them to clean paintbrushes, which we'll actually show in a future video. We also have a respirator here that's mainly for dust particulates, for the safety of our employees when we're around dusty conditions like sanding drywall repair. We have what's called a 5-in-1. We mainly use these for opening a paint lid, scraping, among other things that we run into. And we also have a paint scraper that we can actually hang onto this knob here and scrape paint on exterior jobs. Just an old brush, which is just an old dust brush. Of course, a hammer. Pair of vice grips comes in handy for different things that come up on a painting job. We do throw in a pair of goggles. We also have safety glasses that some of our painters prefer, especially when we're pressure washing. A pair of rubber gloves when we are working around solvents, so that's not getting on our skin. And of course, shoe covers that we put on when we set up every interior painting project. All the other equipment that you don't see here, like roller pans and roller frames and roller covers and plastic, all of that is kept in a van inventory list that we may have a future video for as well. Thank you.